Welcome back to The Pain Game, and today we are talking Riyadh season's next massive event, Beterbiev versus Bivol 2, the rematch, and the co-main event. It's going to be a fucking unbelievable heavyweight clash. Daniel Dubois versus Joseph Parker, and the heavyweight title is on the line. Just looking at the card here, man, not just Dubois Parker on the co-main, you've got Shakur Stevenson, Hamza Shiraz, you've got Madrimov fighting on, you've got Buatsi, you've got Zhang, so many epic names there. This is one of the greatest cards ever, if not the greatest. And today I'm going to watch the face-off of Dubois versus Parker, but first I'm going to look at the highlights from their last fights. This was one of the most dramatic fights I've ever been to in my life because AJ was the favourite, and the fast start of Dubois just shook up the world, mate. He planted a right hand on him in that first round, and you were just like, what the fuck was that? AJ thought the same thing, and AJ immediately, as you see there, was fighting just absolute hands down, not his normal, defensively responsible self. And Dubois took full advantage of the glaring holes that AJ was leaving in his game. And the aggression of Dubois really threw AJ off because everyone's normally intimidated by the power of AJ. AJ's a threatening fighter, but Dubois was the aggressor. Dubois didn't give him a chance to breathe, and that was definitely part of the strategy. And now what we're seeing from Daniel Dubois is, look at him here. Not only is he a hell of a powerful athlete, but he can follow a game plan really well. And there was questions about him coming into this fight because he was taking a lot of right hands in the Hrgovic fight. He was all offense in this fight. He wasn't letting AJ get anything off, right until the bitter end, really. Man, just that left hook of, oh my God, just to see AJ wobbled like that. I mean, we've just never seen anyone go punch for punch with AJ and show, actually, I'm more devastating than you. I think that's what Dubois proved. There's question marks, is Dubois an on-top fighter here? Like, could AJ have started quicker and put him under pressure? Could he have handled it? Do you know? But he's come through a lot in that Hrgovic fight, in that Big Baby Miller fight. He's buried a lot of those demons now and proven that he can give it, but he can take it and come back stronger. And this was the moment he got shook to his core by Anthony Joshua. And he was really hurt here, clearly. But he stayed composed, kept his hands up, and kept countering and trading. And AJ got greedy, trying to go in for the finish. Beautiful shot. And Zhang versus Joseph Parker did not start according to plan for Parker. Going in against a bloke who's 6'9", I think he is, 45 pounds heavier than Joseph Parker. He was put on the back foot pretty quickly by, the more powerful man. And this is something he's definitely going to have to weather in the Dubois fight, the power of Dubois. But with Zhang, He did very well in just staying in the fight, not letting Zhang take full advantage of getting him hurt, tucking up, and then overcoming that adversity. The thing with Parker is he's got good feet. He's good at getting out of danger. He's clever. He doesn't just stay in there you go. Nice, lovely fucking straight punch there, right in the fucking grill. And he doesn't leave himself vulnerable for too long, right? If you catch him, he's not going to sit there and just let himself get finished a lot of the time. He will try and get out of the danger and rally. And he rallied back in this fight, and he weathered the storm, and he kept coming forward. And I think his grit and determination really was on show in this fight. Ooh, lovely right hook from Joseph Parker there. Look, he's putting on some size. When I met him in Riyadh, he's a bigger guy than what you'd think. And I think that's definitely helped his punching power as well. And he's now fighting with a bit more confidence than he used to. It used to be a lot of safety first strategy. He's dogging it out now. And you've seen the way he put it on Deontay Wilder. He didn't give him a second to breathe. I think he's going to have to be very careful in the way he handles Daniel Dubois, because the way he's overcome his previous two fights is by overcoming adversity and keeping on coming. Daniel Dubois is not just a concussive puncher. He's got an engine on him. Just outworking him is not as straightforward as it was against the Zhang, who's known to have a shit gas tank. He's going to have a lot of tricks up his sleeve coming into this one, and he does. But he's got to have to perform, in my opinion, at his absolute best to overcome Daniel Dubois, who is in the form of his life right now.
The last couple of fights, you have been the underdog. This time, according to the bookies, you come in as favourite. Is it a different mentality?
I feel like the underdog all the time, I never lose that mentality. I like being the underdog. I like being the dark horse, I'm ready to just bring a surprise. And
that walkout, by the way, on the Anthony Joshua fight. At the time, I knew straight away he looked so calm, so confident. Wow, this is 90,000 at Wembley, your main event, right? And the biggest event by a mile. He looked like he was going to a nightclub. He looked like he was up for a good night. He didn't look intimidated in the slightest. And you look at AJ by comparison, he looked like, fuck me, I don't really fancy this. He really didn't have that look about him the way Dubois did. And that confidence is flowing through his veins at the moment.
All of the guys that they're going to put in front of me, it's my time.
Joseph, do you expect to stop Daniel Dubois?
Possess the power to knock him out. I do. I can outbox him, outsmart him.
I know he's going to come out and he's going to try and take my head off, so,
He's going to what?
You're going to try and take my head off, so,
Dubois interrupting Joseph Parker. He's definitely getting a lot more confident.
I'm going to be 100% ready for whatever they bring and put him to sleep, knock him out and move on. That's my mindset.
Daniel might not thank me for saying it, but there is clearly an overlooking of Parker for Usyk. I've seen so many interviews this week where Dubois has spoken about Usyk. He got in the ring and tried to grab the mic with me and wanted to fight Usyk.
That's not just people asking questions. He literally got in the ring with Usyk after Usyk had beaten Tyson Fury and stuck it on him and said, I want that fight. So he clearly thinks, I am beating Joseph Parker. That's not even a thing. And I'm looking over him and I'm looking at Usyk as the next fight.
We're in the boxing business and you just see a fight, him and Tyson was a fight. He jumped in the ring, did it, well, bloody hell. He did what he had to do. How many times over the years have you seen fighters do the same thing?
When they've got a fight scheduled?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Maybe Frank's got a point there. I don't think it's that normal when you've got someone as good as Joseph Parker in front of you to go and call other people out. I do like it. I can't lie. Like, on the one hand, I don't think that was the right moment. I think Usyk deserved this moment. But I admire Dubois trying to make a name for himself and trying to become bigger in the sport of boxing and putting himself about. He's got to believe that he's the best. The only way you're going to be the best is if you believe that.
By doing that, everybody knows who he is. They didn't know before, they know he is now. And the winner of this fight, I genuinely do believe will be fighting Usyk in a unification fight. It's not a carrot, it's a bag of carrots. It's 24 carat. That's what's on the table for the winner.
There is a lot of talk about Daniel fighting Usyk, and you fought him already. And in that fight, you went down off a jab. The fight ended on a jab. What was going through your mind at that time?
Oh, he's not going to like that, son. What a good question from the coach. Fucking hell, son.
I'll tell you something.
Oh, he's answering for him. He doesn't like that.
If you're in the same position with Joe, how are you gonna face that?
I hear what.
I guess the reason he's coming at it from that angle as the coach is he's thinking, well, we went down in our last fight and we got back up and kept on going, mate. And he's trying to get that psychological edge, which is quite clever.
No, that was a completely different situation,
And I think, and it's a valid point trying to get under your skin. So it's a valid point. I'll get that and understand. But you know what? Look at the form. You've got to look at the form at the moment.
Yeah, but when you're in those same positions,
You see what I did to the last three opponents?
When you're in the same position or under the same pressure, you will revert back to type. And let's look at the fights, okay?
Maybe you would revert back to type. I've seen it in your career. I've seen you fight. You probably would.
Fucking hell, Daniel Dubois coming out swinging, son. Oh, I do. Honestly, he's a very likable guy, this guy. But it's just nice watching someone who used to be so, introverted, letting his personality come out more and having a bit of fun.
Knockout artist.
Not me, mate.
All the doubts that people had about Daniel, he's proved them wrong. He's wiped them clean. And we're going in with the best fighter, I would say the informed fighter in the world. So when Joe wins, we take all the credit.
Andy, we almost forget about Joseph Shia because it's just the one fight. But that one fight was Zhang. Close fight, but he won that fight. What kind of year did Joseph have?
He had a fantastic year in terms of the win with Zhang, but it was more of a continuation from the work of 2023.
I think Parker's ability to come back from being demolished earlier in his career is a testament to what a great fighter and a great human this guy is, right? He's a proper good bloke. Everyone loves him. He's a very nice guy. I met him out in Riyadh, just such a good dude. Built like a brick shit house. Better looking in person. I was like, he's quite handsome. Good, this guy. I admire a fighter who comes back after being brutally beaten up and then shows grit, determination, strength, so much more than a fighter who is unbeaten his whole career, loses 2 fights, and then chucks it and fucks off home, spits his dummy out. Mentioning no names like But like, that's what fighting is about, right? It's not about always being on top and always being the winner. It's about showing what you can take and keep going, as Rocky fucking said. You know, as fucking movie line, but it's actually true. If there's no adversity, then what's the fucking point?
Where he fought 3 times, culminating and beating Deontay Wilder. And then we just rolled straight into Zhang. He's the one who's upset the apple cart, Joseph. There's been plans for fights to be made, and he stepped in and upset those plans.
Kinda like Usyk, to be fair to him. And now, a word from our sponsors. Have you been getting a load of spam in your email recently? Or what about those calls when some random gives you a ring? Some call center where you can barely fucking hear them. It's annoying. Yeah, there's some shady guys out there called data brokers, and their job is literally to get your personal information. Your name, your email, your address, your political affiliation, the lot. And what they then do is they take it all and sell it all onto marketing agencies, which is why you're now getting bombarded with all this shit. And they've actually got full Black Mirror now, where they're using like AI voices to try and get people, poor unsuspecting people, to hand over their cash. And this is where you hear about people getting huge loans taken out in their name without even knowing about it. This is how it happens. But luckily, this is where today's sponsor can be of help. You see, Incogni will reach out to these data brokers and ensure that your data is removed from their database. And because data brokers are always scouring the internet for your personal information, Incogni will continue policing it and making sure that your data does not appear online. All you've got to do is click the link in the description below, create an Incogni account, and tell them whose data you want removed. You then grant Incogni the right to work on your behalf, then you relax, and they will consistently update you as your data is removed. And the beauty of it is risk-free, because you can do a 30-day trial, and if it's not for you, they will give you a free refund. So click the link in the description below now, and you can use our code PAINGAME, that's PAINGAME, all one word, all block capitals, to get 60% off your annual plan.
Where do you think he is, Daniel? Again, you're at the top of your game right now. He was world champion back in 2016. It's a long time ago. Do you still think he's at the top of his game?
I respect, you know, he's been on form for the last couple of fights, but if you look at, you know, I think he's, you know, he's had his day, in my opinion.
I've only just started. My day is coming.
What about Joe Joyce?
Wow! Daniel Dubois just pulling no punches. Ironically, Joe Joyce has beaten both of these guys. You could make the argument quite easily that Daniel Dubois was extremely young to be getting in there with a very experienced, long-time boxer in Joe Joyce, and a mountain of a man in his prime where, you know, the damage hadn't quite accumulated on his chin at that point the way Joe Joyce has looked recently. Whereas Joe Parker, that wasn't that long ago when he fought Joe Joyce.
I was sick.
What happened there?
And what about Joe Joyce for you? What happened there?
Different. It's different.
Parker said he was sick when he fought Joe Joyce, which actually does make a little bit of sense, to be fair. He didn't look himself. Not taking anything away from Joe Joyce, by the way. What a fucking win that was for him.
He should have knocked me out in the first round.
Yeah.
I was sick. I went 11 rounds.
Do you expect this to be a tough challenge?
I'll rise to the occasion, whatever it is. I'll be better than him in every department. Strength, speed, and yeah.
You hear this, Andy, as the trainer, right? You're the one that has to get Joseph ready for this guy. And it is a new Daniel Dubois that we are seeing.
We know what Daniel has, a great jab, great power, speed, somewhat. Maybe not as fast as Joe, hand speed. Not as good as footwork as Joe.
Not as fast as Joe, hand speed. Interesting. Is Joseph Parker quicker than Daniel Dubois? I think Dubois' hand speed is probably as quick. If there is a slight edge to Parker in the speed department, the power edge for Dubois more than makes up for that, in my opinion.
What Joe has is intelligence.
Agreed.
He's a clever, clever fighter. And that's how we diffused the power of Deontay Wilder. That's how he outfought and outsmarted Zhang. And now, what he has, which people are underestimating as well, he has added size. I've felt it every day in the pads. And you're going to see it, you're going to see it, you're going to see it.
I actually thought he took the power of Zhang really well. Even though he went down, there were shots that he wasn't really expecting at the time. There were little, like, kind of out of nowhere shots, but he recovered really well. And I think that added size is actually helping him, much like it did with Tyson Fury in the Usyk fight, absorb shots a bit better, as well as dishing out the punishment.
Myself, Andy, and George has been building away, quietly, enjoying our work, preparing for what's to come. And now we have this man.
Yeah.
He's just ready to fight.
Let's go. Let's go. You can't intimidate me.
I'm going to ask both fighters for predictions as we wrap, but I want you to tell the prediction to the other, not to me. Joseph, tell Daniel how this fight plays out.
I'm going to go into this fight. I'm going to be too smart, too fast. Movement's going to be on point. I'm going to be deliberate,
precise. I'm going to be
Shut up.
aggressive. That's
Cut it. That's
And
enough.
I'm going to bash you
acting.
up.
Enough acting, mate.
Who's
You know,
acting?
shut up.
Who's acting?
Shut
here?
up. You
shut
acting.
your face.
You shut up.
You shut your
Shut your
face.
mouth. Shut your mouth, man.
Is that
You're
all you
talking
can say?
shit.
Shut your face. Shut your mouth.
Talking
Talking
shit. Yeah.
How? That's what I'm going to do to you.
I'm ready to fight, you know, by any means necessary.
I like it.
You talk too much.
Guys, handshake?
No way.
No?
After the fight.
I fucking love it, man. This is going to be a class fight. I really see absolute destruction from these because they both got that bit between the teeth right now in their career, that will to win, and they are so close, they can smell it. Win this fight, you're on for an undisputed fight against the greatest fighter of this generation in Alexander Usyk. It's all to play for. And as much as I understand why Dubois is the favourite, Joseph Parker is going to cook up a strategy to do better than Anthony Joshua did. I think he's going to, you know, not fight anywhere near as irresponsibly as Anthony Joshua, and he's going to dog it out, and he's going to try and take him into those deep waters. And I think Dubois is more than capable of swimming in those deep waters now. I think we're going to get a fucking beautiful fight. I can't wait for this one. Let me know your predictions early on in the comments below. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Hit the like button, subscribe to the Pain Game YouTube channel, and I'll see you on the next one.